Welcome to today's video. I thought we'd go through a listing video today just to show you what tools I use and what my process is whilst I'm listing any item. I'll show you a bit of a variety, so there'll be some clothing, there will be some media, and some shoes maybe. So if that sounds interesting, stick around to the end of the video. The first thing we're going to need is a list of our SKU numbers. This will allow us to know what space we've got available in our store. I use a Sharpie pen as a pointer to point at any defects, and a measuring rule to measure things like pit to pit. I will then use poly bags once I have finished my photography, and most importantly, I'm going to need my cup of tea. So to start off, we have already prepped the items. They are laid out for me, ready to go, ready to be hung up. At this stage, all the buttons should already be done up, all of the washing completed. So we lay out our first item, and to take a picture we need to put it into square mode. Now eBay likes you to take as many pictures as possible, and for me I always have a minimum of 7 pictures. That will include the front, any logos, any tags, a collar close-up, the pit to pit, the collar to hem. If it's got sleeves, it will have a pit to cuff and then the reverse. So now you'll see me do the process in real time. Each item takes around about 2 minutes to do all the photos and put away into my store. Now, this photo setup has to be really versatile. Not only is it my photo setup for clothing items, it also allows me to take pictures for breakables or media items and shoes. It also doubles up as a packing station. Ideally, if I had the room, I would do a flat lay. However, in my current setup in a single garage, that's just not possible. So this photo setup is a piece of plywood angled to the wall with a bit of leftover carpet from the house. And there we have it. One item, all photos done and skewed up in 2 minutes. I'm now going to do a media item. I've sped this up just because it's a very similar process. I take all of the item apart so I can clearly take pictures of everything that's inside the case. and take pictures of front and back, and again trying to get as many pictures as I can. Now eBay likes to use as many pictures as possible. They suggest you can use 24. 24 pictures is very difficult to achieve on a media item. Once you've taken pictures of the front and the back and the manuals and the disc quality, you really are going to struggle for many more pictures than that on most things. Luckily this item had a couple of postcards in it, so I was able to use them as well. Now for shoes, you're going to also need an extra item, which is shoe trees. In all honesty, I used to use just some newspaper. I just shove newspaper into the shoe. It works just as well. However, this is a lot cleaner. It's a lot more streamlined in the process. You haven't got to go and find newspaper to shove in the shoe. You haven't then got to find something to do with the newspaper afterwards. Well worth the money. So I will take a couple of pictures of the shoes, rotating them on the desk. Once all the pictures are done, I will then move over to the laptop. I take all of my pictures in a batch, so I will probably do 10 pictures and then go and list the 10 items. So this is the Ralph Lauren polo that we listed earlier. What I do is I go into the sold items and I always sell similar off a sold item. In my mind, this sold item has had some keywords or some item specifics that have helped it sale, so why wouldn't I just use that? So we're now just scrolling down looking for something that's very similar to our item. And we found one. The item we've clicked on is a long sleeved, ours is a short sleeve, but everything else is the same. They have a good title structure, so we're just going to make a few tweaks. The last picture that I take on every single item is a picture of the SKU number. This comes in handy when we come to do the listing on the laptop. I can just revert back to the phone. Just having a quick look at all of the item specifics, making sure that everything is where it should be. I do use the eBay AI tool. Didn't used to. However, I think it's come on leaps and bounds, so I use that for every single listing. We put the price in $18.99 because that's what matched other prices. I promote at 3% for every item, and then we hit save for later to add it to our draft bank. To get our pictures, I then go back over to the mobile app, find the draft that we've just done, and upload from the phone. and that's how I do a listing. Now this item sold within a week. I'll put a screenshot of the sold item. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.